Hi everyone, it's Jill Whalen from whatdidyouDoWithJill.com, and I actually just got finished a little while ago doing a super secret video shoot for something that I'm not allowed to talk about yet. So, oops, I guess I just talked about it, but anyway, I'm wearing actual clothes instead of my yoga outfits that I would normally be wearing, so I thought it would be a good time to do a video also. And also I had pretty big insight earlier today. I think it's still kind of gelling in me, but I wanted to just talk about it a little bit. I've been listening to a whole bunch of this guy named Paul Hederman, who's a non-dual type teacher. He also, I think, talks a lot about the Course in Miracles, and he comes from a recovery background. He was a drug addict and an alcoholic, I think, a long time ago. But anyway, I've been listening to a lot of him, and it was interesting because a lot of things I listen to these days, I usually get it pretty well. I understand what they're talking about, where they're coming from, mostly because of my Three Principles understanding background. It's to me, that's the foundation for so many of these other spiritual teachings. So most of the time I at least get the gist of what's going on in a lot of these talks. But with Paul's talks, at first I listened to like a 2.5 hour workshop or something he did that was on YouTube, and it was just like whoosh right over my head. I got glimpses here and there of what he was talking about, but it was first time for a while that I've heard somebody that I knew was true because it resonated with me, but I didn't know exactly what he was saying. Like, it was very similar to when I first heard Michael Neill, some talk of Michael Neill's talking, I guess he was talking about the Three Principles. I didn't know it at the time, and I knew what he was saying was true, but again, I didn't know what he was talking about until I investigated further. So, I've been listening to lots and lots of this Paul guy, and yesterday and today, I've been starting to understand him a little bit more, but today it hit me. He talks a lot about how what we're seeking is what we are already, and so that you can't find what you already are because you already are it. Just like you can't see your eyes and you can't smell your nose, things like that. So that's kind of a lot of mumbo jumbo. It sort of sounded like, at least to me it was. But I started to realize today that when he talks about our true self, or he may not put it that way, but I realized that it's our true self that he was talking about, that the true self that's seeking our true self, let's say. This is probably going to sound very convoluted because I'm still trying to put this together. But what I saw was I have been thinking about consciousness being our true self, which I think it is, and which is awareness. So I've been thinking about awareness being my true self, because, you do that whole who am I question, and you realize it's the awareness that is your true self, as like Rupert Spira might talk about. But I sort of put form to that. That's what I realized today, that I put form to awareness. To me, I was thinking of it as that kind of quiet voice in my head, the what I would have called wisdom, that voice that sort of gave me the inspiration and gave me ideas. But I had a form to it. And what it hit me today was that my true self is not any of that. It's the space. It's the space that awareness appears. And I'm sure I've heard that a million times too, but I finally saw it that way, that it is the space within, which I've felt before. It is that unconditional love itself. That is my true self. It is it is home. It is all those things that, all the books are being written about. But that is who our true self actually is, not anything with form. And that just hit me where I could suddenly see it much more clearly without the form around it. So I don't know where this is going to take me, but I have a feeling this little bit of an insight, or it could be a big insight for me, could change the way I understand a lot of other things, could change just the way things happen in my life. I don't know, but I'm excited to see where it takes me, because I'm definitely seeing things differently. I would love to hear what you might think about this, so please feel free to comment. And again, this is Jill from WhatDidYouDoWithJill.com. Catch you next time.